Hello and welcome to Incomplete Geeks, a gay geek podcast. We are going to be discussing all sorts of various geekdoms. Sometimes our knowledge is fantastic. Sometimes it's a little bit
incomplete.
Pause for dramatic emphasis. This is episode
like,
4.
What?
What? We've not done this before. This is episode 46. I'm Nick.
Yes.
That's John.
Hello.
Gay Geek intro to be included later. We will be continuing our series discussing Secret Invasion. This week, episode 4. Thanks for listening.
More like 3.5. It was so short.
I was going to say, this is going to be a really short episode because we can't talk more than half an hour because that's longer than the fucking episode was. So,
I mean, let's be honest. We could talk as long as we
I know.
Go on.
Longer than that freaking episode. So here we are.
We're
past the midway point.
Spoilers for episode 4 of Secret Invasion.
But it's only 33 minutes long, so go and watch it. Come back and listen to us complain about it.
It's 33 fucking minutes. I love how you said we're going to complain about it because we haven't discussed it. We didn't watch it. In case you're wondering, we didn't watch it together this time. No. We haven't talked about it, but Nick already knows that we're going to be bitching about it.
We're going to complain about it.
This is going to be a neg episode, a negger.
Well, I think the series has gone from like a hopeful, low expectation start. It's like, ooh, spy, sci-fi, ooh, thriller, ooh, Maria Hill got shot, ooh,
oh no,
and now we're just like, you guys suck. You have to do something, Marvel.
What's going on?
What is going on? You have money. Make a good TV show. You have all these amazing people and things, and I don't know if I'm just coming out of a depressive phase, but I just do not give a shit about the show anymore. Like, I'm just watching. I do not fucking care.
It's really
Am I wrong? Am I a bad geek?
You're not completely wrong because I mean, if I wanted to give the showrunners and the producers and the writers and directors, whoever else, the benefit of the doubt, I would say something must have been cut at last minute, or like CGI wasn't complete or whatever, because something is stopping this show from being good, and because we are just the viewers and critics, we don't know what it is.
It's missing a big chunk of something, right? Something.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
Maybe there's not enough spy stuff going on in this spy fucking show.
There is no spy stuff going on in this fucking show. He broke into a hotel room, but you didn't see him do it. Like, what is happening? There's no espionage. There's nothing. There was a gunfight, a really big road gunfight scene,
which isn't really
isn't spy. It's more Mission Impossible bullshit. But like, where is the espionage? Where is the talking to contacts and the double? Although he did wire his wife, didn't he?
That was the only spy thing that happened. And the thing
which was a bit lax.
It was like, okay, good job, and now he's just sort of going to reveal that he's done it, like in the very next scene. It wasn't really done spy. Who do they not have a good spy writer at Marvel Studios? They've got so much money, they must be able to hire somebody.
What do they want to do with this show? It really does feel like they had no idea what they wanted to do with this show.
After watching it, I went back into like the Disney Plus screen where lists all the episodes, just to make sure that it does actually say spy/espionage, and it does. So I was like, missing something here.
Oh God!
I'll tell you what. You started mentioning he breaks into the hotel room, and the entire point of that scene, from a narrative point, is to basically bug Rhodey. Not bug him, trace him, whatever the word is. Buggy him.
Yes.
Track him.
Yeah, tracer.
And he does it in the stupidest way possible. He actually says, nanotech, I wouldn't poison you, it'd be nanotech, whatever. And that is exactly what he does. It's not fun for us to watch a spy thriller when all the secrets are revealed. We talked last week about Gaia being not really that clever. And we were right. She literally quick, let's go through it.
Let's go through it.
And I have some positive news for you at the end, though.
It's almost over. We've only got two more left.
Only 2 episodes left.
Only two
I'm just
more
hoping
episodes.
that maybe the last episode will air and I'll be like, surprise, we spied the shit out of you. It's actually 2 more episodes where we can actually make some stories.
No, I don't want to do anymore.
No. This endeavor of ours, we're just like, we're going to do some crazy things.
Such high hopes. So, scene 1, guys alive.
Yeah, we predicted that, obviously. And I did watch other things after we recorded last week, how she's in like a ton of other trailer stuff in the trailer that we haven't seen. So why would they tease that? And if it's not really in the show? So it was not really a surprise that she's alive. But we do get a flashback that she did actually sort of... Okay, it makes sense. She copied the memories of the doctor, who is the geneticist, I suppose, to know how to make the machine work, and she was able to super scroll herself with no one noticing.
No, everyone was really busy just outside that room.
Yeah, or was it nighttime and everyone was sleeping, whatever. I'm sure they have like security for that door. Whatever. Okay, so also, why are those 2 doctors? Why do they stay in human form if they just suck to better remember their genetic knowledge? I guess maybe that. I guess
they all stay in human form to save on CGI budget. We're fine with that. We've accepted that one. That's fine.
Yeah, there's a reason. There's an excuse, a reason for that. So she's healing. Great.
So she's got healing powers now. Cool.
So she's a super scroll, and she's alive. Great. Oh wait, and this annoys me. So she goes to her father, who's just like, and she's like, "What's your plan?" And he's like, "We're gonna live here on Earth. We're gonna commingle with the humans." And she's like, "No, that's not what this whole thing is about." And she's like, "That's not me." And she walks away. And I'm thinking, like, where's she gonna go? Where's she gonna go? She's just basically like...
Well, no, I agree with her. This whole peaceful cohabiting crap, this is not Skrulls. This is not the Skrulls. This is boring as fuck. Let's espionage, let's kill some people, let's spy, let's be cruel, let's take over the world.
Yeah.
That's Skrulls. So at least, Khaleesi's maybe a bit like, nah, mate, let's do something.
Yeah, but you can't go back to Gravik. And she's not going to help
she can do her own thing. But I don't think she will, because it's not interesting.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump ahead.
Why is her dad Australian and she's English? Like, I know they can change their accents, but why are you holding on to that?
I never thought of that, actually.
Why is that? And I bet the mum's American. Anyway.
I don't remember, actually. The only time we see her is when she's, like, transforming from Maria Hill or whatever.
Yeah, they talk, though, a little bit at the end of Spider-Man, don't they? Or does she only speak as Maria Hill? Anyway. Doesn't matter.
No, there's a scene like in the car at the end of this Far From Home or whichever one it is, where they transform back and they have a chit chat.
But they talk as Skrulls, not as Nick and Maria. Then, okay.
Yes.
Anyway, so they have that disagreement and
boring drama. Okay, done. Over.
Off she goes. Okay.
And then we have this flashback.
Oh,
wait. What's next? Am I missing something?
Well, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not doing it in order. I mean, I'm trying I'm trying to keep things spicy.
Okay, we're only 9 minutes in.
You were right.
I was right. Yes. Okay, so we were both wrong last time, and
what were we wrong about last time?
I actually literally said, "Oh, I saw his name in the credits, and he wasn't in the episode." Don Cheadle.
Oh yeah.
And then I texted you like the next day, and I was like, "Oh, he wasn't.
He was on the phone."
Oh, which I did, which neither one of us got, but that makes sense why he was credited. So he's a Skrull. I knew it, and the thing is, he's
a female Skrull as well with titties.
What? Because
she was doing all of this in the shower, and then she turned into Rhodey.
Oh, that's some nice, fun gender bending. Craziness.
Good for you.
I did think that is in the Skrull form in the shower. I was like, who is this supposed to be? Is it supposed to be like?
I thought it was the wife.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's post. Because that comes after the scene where Nick confronts his wife that she's been told to kill him, and then they do that 1, 2, 3 shoot, and then they both don't shoot each other, and then I guess he leaves, and that's it.
That's it. That's literally it.
And,
who
that's
wrote
it.
This scene?
So she's gonna do her own thing, and they're not gonna super spy together.
They should have like
would have been fun.
As soon as he was in, he's like, "Oh, I made you some tea, whatever." They sat down, and I wanted her to just be like, we're in trouble. We have to be on the run. We gotta go. Like, she has to be on his side right away. That's what they should have done instead of like pulling out like it. The thing is, we don't know this character. We've met her
So I
like
don't
2
care.
episodes ago.
Yeah.
So we're not intrigued by her.
Nope.
By her struggle to decide whether or not to kill Fury. Like, maybe she's
no.
mad at
Oh
him.
my god, what's she gonna do? Oh no, they've been through so much together. I don't care.
Yeah, they're relying too much on the fact that, oh wow, Nick Fury has a wife. Suspense.
He doesn't seem to like her very much. They haven't been very. Anyway.
Yeah, and that comes across well enough because he was gone for 5 years and then he was gone again. That's reasonable. But then, like, where does that leave them now?
But also, I don't care. Do some spy shit. You have 2 more episodes left. Jesus Christ!
How interesting would it have been? Like, think of any other spy film, TV scene, whatever, where like the good guys put a tracker on the bad guys and follow them on like a little GPS thing on their phone.
Love that shit.
And then you're like that.
Then they're like, oh, he's figured us out, and then like you do a double back, all that kind of fun shit.
Any of it. No, we have a scene where they drink whiskey together. And I was like, is this the scene that he's going to figure out that Rhodey's a Skrull?
I thought he was doing this to confront him.
Yes.
Because now that we've all seen it, that he's a Skrull. Spoiler, Rhodey's a Skrull.
But for how long, we don't know.
We don't know which one he... Yeah, exactly. Which is the fun part. I thought it's like, right, the audience knows now. It's been confirmed. Let's have Nick Fury knew all along, or talking shit about it,
or figure it out, or somebody's got to figure it out in a just.
And he's gonna trace him. It's so weird.
By getting him to drink whiskey, who cares?
But it's so obvious that. I mean, it just doesn't fit. There's no way a Skrull or Rhodey would think that Nick Fury genuinely wanted to be friends with Rhodey.
Well, because the brothers.
Because there's black. Like, there is no character in the MCU would buy that shit. There's like, what do you want, Nick? Are you putting a tracer on me? Are you going to try and kill me? Or have you figured me out? Like, it's very obvious. Me out, yeah. Which is fine when you do the build-up cat and mouse. It's like, he knew all along. It's poison. Or something.
Yeah.
And he didn't do anything.
Didn't do any of that. I thought... somebody pointed out... I'm one of the many. I might not watch any of these videos anymore because it's kind of like taking too much of my life. Yeah. But we don't actually know a lot about Rhodey's background, and so considering like it could be reasonable that he's been a Skrull for a very long time.
Sure.
We as the audience we'd have to buy it because we were like, okay, well, we didn't know anything about his character.
Could have been a Skrull since Iron Man 2, and they're like, you look a little bit different.
Yes, exactly. You look different. I'm here, get used to it, whatever.
It's like, oh, whatever.
Exactly.
And because his superhero-ness doesn't have like physical powers.
Exactly.
He just goes in the suit.
Which is
the whole point of Secret Invasion, which is why I was so excited, was to do the shit. How long? Which is the invasion of the body snatchers, Dominion, whatever trope that we've used before. But it's a really fucking good one. And they've just not. Anyway.
You know what it puts me in mind of?
What does it put you in mind of?
Shakespeare, right. Yeah.
Of course.
Because a lot of the dramatic effects or the comedic sort of base of any comedy drama is one of the many. It's like mistaken identity. So you've got like twins who switch, or like two like the educated man and the less educated man, and they switch and try to suit the other people, kind of thing. And that's a really good basis for people misunderstanding, because we as the audience know that that's not actually who that is, and then the person who's on stage actually thinks it is a different person, and we know that it's not. And so we learn a lot about the characters, like how they would interact, and that person now knows something that they wouldn't know otherwise because it was a secret, kind of thing. It's so rich, and it's been around for hundreds of years, and they're not using it. It's a really, really easy thing to do. Yeah, and they're not doing it.
They're not doing anything. What are they doing?
They're doing a gunfight. They blew up the president.
Is the president dead? No, he's got the president.
Yeah.
Which who is dead though?
They're just gonna let Nick Fury take the president. Like, okay, bye, thanks. Yes, who is dead?
Talos.
Spoilers. I wasn't going to say his name because I don't know how to say it properly.
Yeah, I was like, Talos? Talos.
Talos.
It's Talos because I say it wrong and I call him Talos. Talos.
Um.
So he dead. And are we confident he's been stabbed in the chest dead?
Yes, I think so.
He feels like a Maria Hill is like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
With this.
Maybe this one will have consequences. I don't. Well, it'll have consequences for Gaia, if anything. But the way we see it, he gets shot in the shoulder, and then he starts to sort of morph back out of control, kind of thing. As he's still like,
spend some CGI budget on him before he croaks. Yeah,
finally, and then he sort of eventually breaks the president's window open to save him. The last heroic action is to save the president, because otherwise he would have been trapped in the car, I guess. I don't know. And the British show up and they sort of have this firefight, and the Skrulls are just sort of like just shooting back, and it's just a big weird firefight. They're like, oh my gosh, this episode is only 25 minutes long. Let's just extend the gunfight and put this through and through. And it was a bit weird, but the really good moment with the mistaken identity thing is when you see a British soldier grab Talos and then walk towards Nick Fury. Nick Fury knows instantly that it's Gravik. How? I don't know, but whatever.
But that's good.
It's good because then they're like, ooh, something's up, and then like it's Gravik, boom, and then there's like, oh my gosh, it's that's a twist. They should be doing more of that. But anyway, Gravik kills him anyway and runs off. What were they doing? What were they doing there? They were just trying to go after the president and blame the Russians on the attack.
Were they talking in Russian?
Yes, I had to rewind a couple times, and I put
because I knew they were talking another language. I was like, is this what Skrull sounds like? Or I
thought so too.
But but for who? Who survived this to say, oh my god, it was the Russians? This black guy that we saw is from Russia. Okay.
And then Nick Fury was there as well, so he's going to be up the shitter. But before that, you see a bit more Super Skrull power. You see Groot arms.
Yeah, with the Groot arm.
What do we think about that CGI?
It was very brief.
Something was a bit off. I did rewind it. So the scene where he sort of shoots out his hand, like you've seen that in trailers, so they had to spend time on doing that. And then there's a brief moment where he like pulls the agent or whatever closer to him, and that seemed a bit weird. That seemed a bit sort of.
Did it?
Something was like weird with the shading or something like that. I don't know. Not going to talk about CGI because I know they work very hard. But is that why we're not seeing a longer episode? Is because they don't have enough time to do the CGI?
It really does feel like the entire CGI department is just like fallen to pieces, and that's why this show is like missing a load of stuff because they just could not do the CGI that they planned or something. That would make sense.
But they don't. You know what? Like, use it wisely. My advice to Marvel executives, because I'm such an expert, use it wisely. because I have an idea. Are we done talking about the show briefly?
Well, is there anything else we need to say regarding this episode?
Well, I'm going to talk about it vis-a-vis another film that I watched again recently.
Okay.
Just waiting for your reaction. Okay. So, my surprise news to you is my significant other, Tom, has said to me a few weeks ago, he was like, right, I've decided I want to watch all the Marvel films. and I was like, okay, because he's seen literally the 2 Black Panther films, and that was it. He's seen all the DC films, but we're not going to go there.
But if you're going to do it in an order, do the DC ones first, because Marvel's going to seem like.
That's true. He's getting into it, but he also said, I want to watch them in chronological order.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So trying very hard not to, and the thing is, like, I'm saying nothing about anything, and he doesn't know any of these characters, any of these stories.
It's so much better to just watch in release order, the way they were supposed to.
Release order.
Because then the end credit teasers match up nicer.
That's true.
Rather than wasting your efforts, like, oh, I want to watch 1945 and then 1995. It's like, just watch it in order. So you're watching Captain Marvel before any of the other Avengers, because it doesn't make sense.
It's fine. The thing is, it works. I have to be very careful about the post-credit scene for sure because
it's literally just those two films that are majorly out of chronological context.
And Black Widow.
Oh, when we get to that, when we get to that point,
yeah. So we watched Captain America: First
Avenger. I'm not as opposed to that because that might be quite cute to watch that before.
What, the end credit scene?
No, to watch Black Widow before Infinity War. That might be quite cute.
Yeah. Because that'll make more sense in the head. So basically, we watched First Avenger, and then there's that end credit scene where he Nick Fury's there, fine, whatever. And then we watched Captain Marvel, which is the next one chronologically.
Then you stop. Do not watch the end credits.
And I did stop. I was like, oh no, I forgot what the end credit is. And suddenly it was there, like, no, stop. No. Anyway, Marvel credit, Captain Marvel, not my favorite Marvel film.
No, it's not. It's a shame because she's one of my favorites. But it's not the best. But you know what?
But I'll tell you something.
They can't all be Winter Soldier. So
exactly, they can't all be Civil War.
No, they can't.
That's the best one. Fight me in the comments.
I shan't. I agree.
Watching it with no context, seeing this character having no idea who the Kree are, who the Skrulls are, the film kind of works because we don't know anything about these two alien factions, and we're discovering Nick Fury's development of the Avengers kind of thing. And it works in a way that I didn't realize because I already had, watching it the first time years ago, was I already knew that she didn't belong on Hala, basically. But when you just watch it from the beginning, having not knowing who any of these characters are, you see a bit of flashback, her memories, kind of whatever, and she's there, and you're like, okay, she's part of this elite force team, whatever, and she's going through whatever. She gets captured, and it works because you're there with the character, not discovering her backstory, kind of thing. But when you meet the Skrulls, they are the bad guys.
Yes,
she's fighting them, running away from them, and the stuff they do in the film doesn't take a lot of CGI. It doesn't require a lot of sort of shape-shifting. You just see what they can do, and she's chasing one through, and a lot of the intrigue that works throughout the movie is that mistaken identity I was talking about before, where two people are there together, and suddenly one is not who they say they are. So you have Talos in the lift with Fury, and he calls him Nicholas, and he's like, aha, something's wrong. And then or the really good part when Fury
she beats up a grandma. Oh, sorry.
With Fury and Coulson are in the car, and suddenly he gets a call from Coulson saying, "Oh, you left me at the Blockbuster," and he's like, "What?" And looks over, boom. That's not who. Then there's like a fight, and the thing is like really frenetic, and it's like it works really well. And then she beats up the grandma because you see her on the platform, and then she's also on the train. She's like, wait a second, what? And the thing is, you're engaged because you're constantly second guessing everybody.
Captain Marvel did it.
Why
can't this TV show do it?
In this show, Secret Invasion, they're not doing that because you know automatically who everybody is, who all the Skrulls are, and they're not using their shapeshifting ability.
They're not shapeshifting at all.
That's
ridiculous.
They have their one human. I mean, the one time that Gravik does it in the first episode when he turns into Fury, and that was important. That there was something, but it's over. It doesn't do anything. It's not like oh no, I thought he was.
They need to be mystiquing. That's their power. They would use it at every fucking opportunity. And absolutely. No, like you said, I'm happy if they do the, walk past a tree and it's a different person. It's like I don't need the CGI, but I need the fucking story to involve shapeshifters.
Yeah.
Because it's a species of shape-shifting aliens, yet you never fucking shape-shift?
No. It's like they want to live in their own skin. Fine, great. But in order to get that, they
this
need
isn't it. Turn into the green shit. Oh god. I'm so angry. I wonder if this is the end of the MCU. Because
oh my god, it's not that bad. I mean,
but it's been piss poor since WandaVision. It has every attempt has been like, oh, that was cute, or that was shit. Like,
it's
it
a
was
really rough place for sure.
golden age of incredible storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And when Disney Plus came along and they realized that everything was going to end up on a thing, or I don't know, or they're like panicking. It's just everything has been mid, as the kids say.
Do they?
I think so. I'm hoping I'm using that correctly. Please tell me if it's wrong. I don't know if they can. The only way they can fix it is being like, we're done with these stories. We were done with these stories with Endgame and WandaVision. All these characters, we are bored of them. Bring the motherfucking X-Men in.
That's it. That's the answer.
I don't. Bless your heart, Riri Williams. Bless your heart, Rhodey. I don't want a motherfucking TV show about Rhodey. Are you insane? You have the rights to all the X-Men and all the Fantastic Four. Stop fucking dicking around.
Stop teasing us.
I don't give a shit about this crap. It's like, oh, it's Thor 4. Honey, no one cares. I watched it and it was funny and he was naked. Yay. But like, come on. You're just fucking coasting. It's like these were rubbish characters that you turned into good characters, but now you've drained them dry and you actually have the best comic book characters. Fucking use them.
Yeah. It's about time. Needs to have a
stalling. They're doing a slow burn build to the X-Men because they don't want to fuck it up, which fair enough, you know. We all remember X-Men 3. But
I mean, there's gonna be a high bar for them no matter what. And they're just going to have to prepare for it.
Do you think that's what they're doing? Do you think they're just smashing it down to make everyone fucking hate everything?
Oh my god.
So when they give us like this tiny little X-Men bit, we're like,
when we see like an MCU, I don't know, Professor X or something like that, we're like, oh my god!
Just, you know, it has to be Storm. I will say, I stand by it, that the X-Men has to be led, the story has to be led by Storm.
Okay.
If it does, otherwise it's gonna feel like,
oh fuck no! You know who it's gonna be? It's gonna be fucking Deadpool.
No, I don't think so. I think this is gonna be fun, stupid thing, but it's like the Multiverse of Madness, how it should have been. That's what it's gonna be.
Oh really?
Yeah,
because you sent me a couple of things about this, about the onset.
Oh, should we do a Geekery of the Weekery?
Previously on X-Men.
Geekery of the Weekery.
Okay, you do get that right there.
Let's do a little Geekery of the Weekery.
Fine.
Let's do yeah. So moving on. Moving on. Reverse order. Let's pretend Secret Invasion isn't the high point of the year. So yes, there's been quite a few set photos leaked from Deadpool 3. The most obvious one, the most famous one being the photo of Hugh Jackman in his yellow and blue Wolverine suit. Which annoys me because why are his arms not out? Because like he'll have decent arms, and also like everything else is quite comic book accurate. Like anyway, but that's fine.
They'll CGI it in later, I'm sure.
No,
I'm joking. That was a joke.
So we've got that. We're having the rumors go around that Jennifer Garner will be in it as Elektra.
What? Well, oh yes, okay, because actually there's a lot of rumors about other properties coming through.
All of that, which is a very Deadpool thing to do. We already saw him time traveling and doing all sorts of zany stuff at the end of the last one.
Yeah.
To have a fun kind of crushing of the Fox X-Men universe.
Yeah, of course.
Would be fun, because I think there's even set photos where like they're fighting over like a crushed 20th Century Fox statue.
The logo statue, yeah.
Like, like Planet of the Apes style. It's like crashed in the desert, the 20th Century Fox stuff.
That's funny.
So it could be it could be fun, what Multiverse of Madness should have been kind of thing, like hopping around and seeing all this stuff. And I don't know what the plan is, but it's Deadpool, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's
if
fine.
it ends up sort of if it's the way to link it all to the MCU, fine,
cool. If it just answers a lot of questions and kind of like, no, we're not doing this. No, we're not doing this. No, we're not doing this. That's also fine because it's Deadpool. It'll be dumb, and that is fine.
And that's a situation where they're using his powers or his sort of, I don't know, his power set to sort of,
or just his nature,
just
the nature of it. Yeah.
The theme, the style, I suppose.
Yeah.
As opposed to trying to make Doctor Strange into a horror film. Like, that's how we feel about that.
Which you could have if you just let him have full reign. Anyway, we can't go back
done
there.
that before.
I can't go back there.
No.
I can't do that again.
But okay,
so
but I will not read any of those links you send me because I don't want to know.
It was just screenshot.
Oh, is that all it was? Okay, well,
yeah, it was just a picture, just of the costume.
Because
you can't avoid it.
Yeah.
But I also think, remember that Deadpool got made because Ryan Reynolds leaked his test footage on purpose. Because they said no to Deadpool, and it was so good, and he's like, fuck this, so it leaked it, so the fan outcry was so much. It's kind of like, it could be a little bit of a throwback to that. It's like, we know that it's going to be set leaks. It's fine. It's not going to ruin it, because it'll be stupid, and it'll be fun, and whatever.
Is that widely sort of accepted that he did it on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's actually admitted it, but...
Right, okay.
Someone had to.
That does make sense.
Yeah, and it got because it wasn't going to get financed because Wolverine, whatever thingy was so awful.
The Origins, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Poor Gambit.
So, again, I don't think I can ever have my hopes up for another film again, but,
no. Well, I'm trying to not get my hopes up for this Marvel's film, which is that the next one?
I know, so am I. It's November, right?
November. Is there, I think Loki TV show season 2 is coming out before then, but is that it? Until November?
I'm fine with that. Less is more, guys. You know what? Stop making shit.
Focus on the quality thing. So I'm trying.
Although Guardians 3 was good.
Yes.
So.
It was very good.
Guardians 3 was good, so it can be done.
I'm gonna watch no more trailers about the Marvels because I'm gonna go see anyway. So.
No. I like to watch the first one to manage expectations. Like, who's in it? What's the vibe?
Trailers. Yeah.
And that's it. I don't want to see story beats or funny bits or anything like that. No, I just need to know that, all right, the premise is they swap.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, if that happens every time they use another sidetrack, if it happens every time they use their powers, then it's a good way to incorporate an overpowered character like Captain Marvel because she can't use
her powers. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. But again, you're right. OP. I have to keep expectations low because it could be fine. It's probably not going to be groundbreaking.
I already like Monica Rambeau. I already like Kamala Khan. I don't need any more convincing to watch this film. What I'm not convinced of is like you're saying, the Rhodey Armor Wars TV show or the Echo TV show. This is a character who was introduced in another TV show. It's like she was good in what she was doing, but I didn't really sort of.
It's like, here's a whole you've all been crying out for Echo. It's like, who?
What?
No. Loki getting his own show makes sense. He was very popular in all the films. But you're right, a spin-off of a spin-off kind of thing. Like,
a spin-off of a B
of a Hawkeye
character. A B-plot show. A B character show. Anyway, that's
no disrespect to her. I'm sorry. It'll probably be good, and you can binge it. They're going to release it all in one. But again, it's like you've got a lot of other like actual good intellectual properties that would work well on screen. You don't need to be scraping the bottom of the barrel with these random characters.
No,
because like they're not the comics that are selling. Why would they be the TV shows that are selling? You don't need to do that anymore.
Who's going to watch that? Like, I understand that. There's a representational thing to be said about the deaf community.
I'll give it a go,
and it'll be interesting. But like, is that it? Like, there's a lot of other TV shows that were really good as well. Like, I watched the first couple episodes of that Cloak and Dagger show. Like, that was all right.
It was all right. I stopped. It was cute, but like, I just stopped.
I'll tell you what else I watched recently, because I was like, oh yeah, this is on Disney Plus now, is Legion. Remember they made a TV show about Legion?
I got all the way until I haven't watched the last episode because
I've only seen the first season, and I'm going to watch the
season 1 was good, but season 2 kind of went a bit bonkers, and I'm like, again,
but season 3 was better.
Just use the X-Men, guys. Just do X-Men shit, because in like the first few episodes, they're like, he's a telekinetic. It's like, yes, he is, and then it was like, oh my god, just do X-Men shit. Oh. Anyway,
here's hoping. So my point is that there's lots of good TV shows. I'll see what happens.
We'll see, but there's also a massive fucking writer strike. So
writer's strike is a big thorn.
Who the fuck knows what's going to happen? Because there's no progress. What's going
to happen with Jonathan Majors as well? That's still up in the air.
He's been found not guilty, right? I feel like
I don't know any updates.
All of it. I don't really care about Kang now.
It's a bit icky. It's just a bit icky no matter what happens. It's like sort of saying, like when I watched The Flash, like, okay, it was a good CGI, was a bit wonky. It was all right. It was a bit too much on the Batman thing. Whatever. It works.
Yeah.
As a character.
Yeah.
Whatever. As a character film. But the actor's icky.
Yeah.
You know.
In a world where we are not going to the cinema, people are not going to the cinema.
Yeah.
Any excuse to be like, and they're shooting themselves in the foot. It's like, meh, it'll be on in what, 2 months?
A month, 2 months.
So people will not go if there's any reason not to. And
yep.
If it is complete fabricated lies, then I'm really sorry. Your whole career is ruined. But
it's tough.
I just don't believe that. I feel like where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's a lot of people involved.
Yeah,
in this.
I think that's a fair assessment. Of course, here we are, sort of two gay geeks in London who don't know anything about Hollywood.
We don't know anything about anything, but we are the audience.
Yes.
And if we hardcore fans are saying like ick to an Avengers movie, what's a casual fan going to be like? You know?
Yeah.
Who's going to...
Are they going to care?
What are people going to keep showing up for? And just rehashing the same story. Even doing another Avengers film. It's like, I do want a film where Carol is the leader of the Avengers. But everyone hates Carol. Everybody hates her. All the fans fucking hate her. And she hates doing this role. You can tell she hates it and does not want to do it anymore. Because people are shit. Yeah, she hates it. She's going to do Fast and Furious and leave it all behind.
Oh yeah, she was in that one, wasn't she?
So, even that, like I would have loved that, 5-10 years ago, but it won't work because everyone will review bomb it and they'll be apologetic and they'll be like, we can't be too female focused because then all the Midwest or whatever won't go and see it, and then
get lost.
We can't be too gay because then it'll bomb in China, and it's like it's too big now, and trying to be everything to everyone is just flat.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry guys. I've gone on a downer again. What a surprise.
I can't pull you back from this one, I'm afraid, because I am kind of with you on a lot of this.
This was bringing it back to the topic. Secret Invasion was a chance for them to do something completely different. Oh my God, there's a creature there.
Sorry, there's a cat jumped on the desk. Anyway.
Was a chance for them to, step away from, it's like, smaller budget, film it in London, do something just with good writing and Samuel fucking L. Jackson, and do some good shit that doesn't have to be the same thing over and over and over again, because you have so much you could do, and they just really haven't. I didn't hear anything. I could see him.
Sorry, it was the cat that was sniffing into the microphone. Anyway,
there's his anus. There we go.
That's what cats do. Anyway, you're right.
So
it's going to be international. It's got a lot of the makings of it, but they're just not pulling it off. And it's a shame because they have a lot of good things going for it, but they're just not using it. So tune in next week for
the most pointless review of the penultimate episode.
We're going to be like,
who cares? It's fine. Just finish. Just finish.
More intrigue,
It'll be a 15-minute episode of us going, just fucking finish. Just finish.
It was this happened. Spoilers, and
then we're done.
Shot, but it won't matter because whatever.
Who cares? His wife's gonna get killed, and we'll be like, what's her name? I don't know her name.
Priscilla. I have to.
Yeah, that does. Is it?
Yes, Priscilla.
Oh,
Rhodey calls her Priscilla. In a weird line, he's like, Priscilla. And she was like, he doesn't need to die. And he's just like, Priscilla. And then walks away. I'm like, that was a weird line.
So tune in. Tune in next week for more Fun Chapes with the Incomplete Gigs.
That's be our ending every time.
Tune in next week for more.
What you should do, dear listener, cheer us up. write to us. Tell us that we're doing okay. We need some.
Tell us what your hopes and dreams are for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the geek world and beyond. You can write to us, incompletegeekspodcast@gmail.com. We're also on the socials, on TikTok and Instagram at Incomplete Geeks.
Yes, give us a like our videos, subscribe, follow us on those things.
All that stuff.
All that stuff. We do like hearing from you. Give us ideas of what you want to hear us talk about.
Yeah, because soon this show's going to be finished and we can talk about fun stuff. We can talk about fun stuff again.
Oh my gosh, let's get back to normal stuff. And I'll have a new house by then, so that'll be good.
Yay!
We're focusing on this. But in the meantime, thanks for listening. We have a lot of fun in spite of what we talk about.
Despite how it sounds.
We have a lot of fun when we talk about stuff that we know and we enjoy it, but we do stuff wrong on occasion. We may have missed something. Let us know, because as much as we would like to be, we're not complete geeks,
but we are working on it.
Thank you for listening.
Bye. We did talk longer than the fucking episode.
We did. I told you.
Yeah.
It was easy for us to do.